As the ceremony is about to begin, the groom quietly steps into the bride's room and politely introduces himself. With an apologetic smile, he explains that his name is Julius Royas, regretting that their very first meeting has come at such an unusual moment. Elsa Ukrainin can hardly believe this is really happening. Everything has unfolded so suddenly that it still feels like a dream. Yet the man standing before her is someone she has only just met, and before this day is over, he will become her husband. Rewinding a few days, we find Elsa harvests a basket full of carrots and delivers them to the local orphanage, where the children eagerly welcome her with bright smiles. Although they jokingly complain about having carrots yet again, Elsa's gentle personality quickly lightens the mood. Before long, Alan arrives to thank her for making work clothes from old garments, even bringing freshly baked bread for everyone in return. As Elsa leaves, the children warmly see her off, while Alan and the matron quietly admire her selfless kindness, remarking that despite being born into nobility, she has remained humble and caring toward everyone around her. That evening, the Ukrainian family gathers for a simple dinner, where Hannes jokingly complains about having the same vegetable soup again. Despite their modest meal, the family fills the table with laughter instead of complaints, even enjoying the fresh bread Alan gifted them earlier. When Elsa quietly wishes they had some meat to go with it, she admits that their hunting traps haven't caught anything for days. Even so, her father playfully blames the clever rabbits living on their land, turning yet another hardship into a moment of laughter as the family cherishes what little they have together. Later that night, as Elsa prepares to sleep, she notices the first snowfall of the season and quietly worries about the harsh winter ahead. With their house falling apart, little firewood, and barely enough money to support the family, she can't help but feel the weight of their struggles. Hoping to secure a better future for her loved ones, she takes out a marriage proposal she had been keeping, knowing the man is said to be around her father's age. Yet she silently begins considering it for the sake of her family. The following morning, as Elsa waters her carrots, she quietly convinces herself that at 19, it's finally time to accept a marriage proposal if it means giving her family a better life. But before she can even mention it, her parents reveal a far more unbelievable offer. The eldest son of the prestigious Royas ducal family, Julius Royas, has personally asked for her hand in marriage. Elsa is completely caught off guard, admitting she's never even heard his name before, while her brother is left speechless, explaining that Julius is a highly respected noble who serves as the personal aide to Crown Prince Alexis, making the unexpected proposal even more astonishing. Still struggling to grasp the situation, Elsa has no idea who Prince Alexis or Julius even are, prompting her parents to explain that their family has long been too poor to take part in noble society. However, Hannes immediately asks about the conditions behind the marriage, only to learn there aren't any. That answer only makes him even more suspicious. He points out that their remote territory is plagued by poor soil, frequent natural disasters, and offers nothing of value, making it impossible for a powerful noble to propose to a struggling family like theirs without having some hidden motive. To everyone's surprise, Elsa's father explains that Julius isn't asking for anything in return. Instead, he's offering to strengthen their territory's defenses and even repair their crumbling buildings. The generous offer only deepens Hannes' suspicion, convinced that no one would show such kindness without expecting something in return. But before anyone can argue further, Elsa calmly announces that she has decided to marry Julius. Although her family worries about her happiness and questions marrying a man she's never even met, Elsa gently reassures them that anyone willing to help her family so selflessly must be a kind person. Deep down, however, she silently resolves that if this marriage can secure a better future for her parents and Hannes, then she's willing to bear whatever awaits her, officially accepting Lord Julius's proposal. Back in the present, Elsa stands in her wedding dress, quietly reflecting on how she accepted the proposal without ever meeting the man she was about to marry. Moments later, the door opens and Julius finally arrives, apologizing for only being able to introduce himself on their wedding day because of his demanding duties. The instant Elsa sees him, she's completely stunned. Instead of the older man she had imagined, a remarkably handsome and graceful noble stands before her, leaving her struggling to hide her surprise. After exchanging greetings, Julius gently offers her his hand, and together they walk into the cathedral, where their wedding ceremony is completed. The celebration that follows is far grander than anything Elsa has ever experienced. Surrounded by countless nobles and an endless banquet of delicious food, she can't help but wonder if everything feels almost too good to be true. Noticing her uneasy expression, Julius kindly asks if she's uncomfortable and explains that he specifically chose a garden reception after hearing she loved gardening. Only then does Elsa realize he was referring to the vegetable garden she worked on every day, making her blush at the misunderstanding while quietly appreciating his thoughtfulness. As she tries to adapt to the elegant atmosphere, Julius introduces her to his childhood friend, Rebecca, who warmly welcomes her, while another noblewoman, Serafina, greets Elsa with a thinly veiled insult, mocking her lack of refinement before slipping away. Fortunately, the awkward moment doesn't last long, as Elsa's parents arrive to congratulate the newlyweds, bringing a warm smile back to her face amid the overwhelming celebration. Later that night, Elsa arrives at the Royas estate as its new mistress, where an entire line of maids and butlers welcomes the newlyweds home. Everything around her feels so luxurious that she wonders if she'll ever grow accustomed to such a life. After a day filled with a beautiful wedding, an extravagant feast, and countless heartfelt blessings, it almost feels as though she's living in a dream. But just as she shyly realizes that tonight is also her wedding night, Julius suddenly calls her name. The gentle smile that comforted her throughout the day vanishes without a trace, replaced by an icy expression that sends a chill down her spine. In a calm but merciless voice, he shatters every expectation she had, declaring that although he married her, he has absolutely no intention of ever loving her. Before Elsa can even recover from the shock, Julius lays down 3 strict conditions. She must become the perfect future Duchess of Royas, never interfere in his affairs, and always pretend they're a loving couple whenever others are watching. He then reveals the truth that changes everything. This marriage was never born from affection. It was nothing more than a carefully calculated alliance. He sought a wife who would benefit the kingdom, while she accepted his proposal to save her family. In the end, their lives had simply crossed because their interests happened to align. Rather than breaking down in tears, Elsa quietly accepts Julius's words. She admits that she also agreed to the marriage to ease the burden on her struggling family, so knowing their union benefits them both is actually a relief. With a gentle smile, she promises to do her best as his partner, leaving even Julius slightly taken aback before he excuses himself for the night. Left alone with her thoughts, Elsa admits she had hoped they could at least become friends, but she also realizes that every condition Julius set was something she had already intended to fulfill as his wife. A short while later, a maid escorts her to a room prepared exclusively for her. The spacious chamber, elegant furnishings, and thoughtful arrangements leave Elsa completely overwhelmed, making the luxurious estate feel almost unreal. As she begins unpacking, her attention is drawn to a treasured music box her parents gifted her to celebrate her marriage. Holding it gently in her hands, she smiles with quiet nostalgia, carrying her family's love with her as she takes the first steps into her new life. Meanwhile, alone in his room, the exhausted Julius quietly stares at his wedding ring, triggering memories of the conversation that led to this unexpected marriage. It turns out the marriage wasn't his own idea at all, but a direct request from Crown Prince Alexis. Centuries earlier, after the former Ukrainian kingdom was defeated, its royal bloodline became intertwined with the Ralt kingdom through a political union, leaving the present-day Ukrainian family with a lineage connected to both kingdoms. Fearing that enemies of the crown might one day exploit Elsa because of that heritage, the prince decided she had to be protected before anyone else could reach her. Unable to marry her himself because of his devotion to his own wife, he entrusted the responsibility to Julius instead. Though reluctant to drag an innocent woman into political affairs, Julius ultimately accepted the prince's order out of loyalty. Since the Ukrainian family had lived far from noble society for years, no one knew what Elsa was truly like. But after finally meeting her, Julius realizes she's nothing like he expected, leaving him quietly wondering who she really is beneath her gentle smile. Meanwhile, back at the royal castle, Crown Prince Alexis asks about the wedding after being unable to attend because of his duties. However, Serafina dismisses Elsa as nothing more than an ordinary and unrefined girl who left no lasting impression, clearly unable to understand why someone like Julius would choose her. Listening closely, her brother simply smiles, expressing curiosity about Elsa and looking forward to meeting her himself. Elsewhere, completely unaware of the opinions being formed about her, Elsa peacefully drifts off to sleep in a warm, comfortable bed for the first time in years. As she closes her eyes, she quietly realizes that although her marriage has begun in an unexpected way, a brand new chapter of her life has finally begun.